Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are, in which part on this globe. You know, it's a global village lately. You can be deep in my village, but communicating with someone in Kampala, someone in London, someone in Texas, South Africa, Pretoria, and elsewhere in the world. It's yet another beautiful time here at the Investigator. Beautiful day. The sun is a little scorching, but being in Uganda, we are okay with it, except for our brothers and sisters in the other parts of the world. You are looking at a beautiful young lady in the studio with me. She will introduce her, but tell you the brief. She is Lillian Kemigisa Akik. Yes, you are welcome, Lillian.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lillian has a heartbreaking story. She will tell us her story. Briefly, she is a Ugandan, a beautiful daughter from Chenjojo,
Toro Kingdom.
Toro Kingdom, from Fort Potro.
Yes.
For that reason, she is
Toro.
Toro. She has a story to where she is right now. Like I said, it's a heartbreaking story of love, of being innovative, of dreaming, but then at a certain point at a certain time things went wrong for her. Tujja kutuukayo nze mu Luganda ndumanyi. For her, she is not she will not speak your Luganda, but I know mwabalabi ba Investigator mumanyi Oluganda, mumanyi Oluzungu, so tujja kuchukuba bwe tutyo. But at this point, I will invite Lillian to introduce herself, and then tujja continuing with her story. Today, she will just usher us into her life. We will need to know who exactly is Lillian. We will need to know what she does, what she has been doing, and why she has come to the Investigator TV. Her story will run over a couple of series, but tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, we shall get to know who Lillian is. Please, Lillian, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning.
You will have to speak up. Yeah.
I would like to really thank the investigators, and I thank my friends who have connected me to you. I'm Lillian Kemigisa Akiki. I come from Fort Potro. And by the grace of God, I'm the minister of God. I love God, meaning I believe in God. So much of my stories, or much of who Lillian is, it will be rotating about God.
Around God, faith.
Faith, God. Why? Because that's where I belong.
Okay.
And that one doesn't mean that if I am a born-again Christian, I cannot interact with other people, because I have interacted with very many people who are even not born again. And I work with some of them. So I'm Lillian. I'm a social worker, and also I'm a teacher by profession. I'm a teacher of God's Word back in Fort Potro. And it happened to be that I am an ambassador of another online TV that is in Fort Potro.
Okay.
So If you're interested, you'll ask me about which TV. But for now, let me
You can tell us. Yeah. Which TV is
yeah,
that?
it's a Fort TV. It's Fort TV.
Eh.
It's an online TV also, and I'm their brand ambassador.
Okay.
And I'm always there for the Word of God.
Mm.
So this person who was born from the village, and village plus Uganda are on my heart. There is no way you can put me out of the village. You see me here I'm in Kampala. I don't work in Kampala. I don't know Uganda. I don't stay here. I just come
Don't
for.
know Uganda.
I don't know, but I
You hear it.
I hear everything. You cannot kugea.
So you can ask for food, you
Inza
can ask for
kugea.
water.
So,
I like it, yes.
yes, and of course I love Luombo.
Yeah,
So, and yeah, I love Uganda and I love village. So I've been living and operating in Fort Portal, but not in town, in the villages of Fort Portal, together with Chenjojo. So when I grew up with a passion to help young youths. Why? Because I grew up as an orphan. My father died when I was young.
Sorry.
I was brought up by my mother. And my father left us when we were 9, and we were all in school. So I saw how my mother was hustling. But again, she was this hardworking lady, God-fearing, very encouraging, and a primary teacher.
So she mentored you along that line.
Along, yes. And she was very hardworking. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I can do anything.
Who is this mother? We are talking about mother.
Yes, I had also. It's unfortunate that she passed on.
Sorry.
That's 15 months ago. My mother went to be with the Lord.
Sorry.
And I want to tell you that my mother was my everything here on earth. Actually, my mother was next to God. Why? She was my best friend. She was my prayer partner. She was my secret keeper. Like, even
Was your mentor?
she was my mentor. She was my hero. Like, even at her last breath, I was there. People did not believe that I could stand and talk about her. But we had made an agreement that she should talk about me when I die. And when she dies, I must talk about her. We all had same characters. Like, she was outgoing, loving, hospitable, happy all the time. Actually, I took those gifts from her. And she's this lady who used to tell me that even if you have problems, don't accept to look like your problems, but look like how God looks at you. So when you meet me, or when I tell you my story, others will think
I must accept and confess that I am starting to be preached to. You're right.
it's just a beginning. So, and that's how I grew up. We would wake up very early in the morning, dig, then go to school. I finished whole primary school walking barefooted
That's
and
the
walking about 7.
entire 7 years.
I'm telling you,
Walking barefoot.
barefooted and walking
Over how long a distance was
about
that?
7 kilometers, 7 to 8 kilometers per day. So when I grew up and started to really understand secondary, I thank be to God they took me to a very good secondary school. So that's Kiabambe Girls. And then after, what happened, I was like, Mommy, when I grow up, I have to construct a school in this village so that these little children who are like me now can attain education
Nearby.
instead of walking these 7 kilometers.
7 kilometers.
Because I would sometimes cry, they would carry me, I would disturb my brothers and sisters. So I was following 3 boys, so I had that schedule. So I grew up having that passion of having something in the village. And when I finished senior 4, I went for teaching.
What were you at senior 4? Because you're not mentioning schools. Probably there could be OBs and OGs there.
No.
That, oh yeah, you will remember. Yes. At
Yes.
primary, you were at
Chairumba Primary School.
yes.
That's in Akwale. Yeah, I went to different schools. I may not mention all of them, but at least I went to school. And when I finished senior 4, I went to Teachers College. So in 2005, while at Teachers College, that's Canonapole in Fort Portal, I accepted Jesus to be my personal savior.
Sure.
So when I accepted Jesus, I was mentored by the people who believe in God, who were mature. So I started to have dreams, I started to have desires, and I was passionate about serving God. I must tell you, the zeal of serving the Lord took me. And when it took me, I started to desire supporting the youths who are going through challenges like the ones I went
That
through.
you went through.
I grew up from the village. I saw how girls and boys are being abused. So I felt like without education, we don't have any generation ahead. If we don't get these young boys and young girls, we speak to them.
My just if I could chip in there, just a little information. My jaja, the lady used to call school job. You know why? Because she always told me that you go to job. Then I could not honestly understand what she was speaking about. Yet she was right. As I grew up, I started to realize why she used to call my school and school time job. Because after she had done all her bit, it's now me and the world.
Yes, yes, yes.
I am supposed to apply what I learned at school
Exactly.
in life.
Yes.
And then
apply it.
earn a living. That is, I think, how she got this conviction that she was giving me a job.
A job.
So she used to call school job.
Very right.
Sorry about that.
So I also felt like I started to share with my pastors, my friends, my mother, that I have to help young people. I would see them. Young girls would get pregnant when they are young. I was in the village. I would see them. And thank be to God, my mother was very tough. So we feared disappointing her so much. Why? She could praise us, talk good things about us, do for us good things. So we'd feel like, we have to really behave. So, but of course, as you know, children and teenagers, we are not behaving 100%. We were not. We are messing up. We have friends whom I used to mess up with. Yes, but they still see me today. They are still my friends, and they see the transformed Lillian. So when I was finishing Canonapolo, I told my mother, I'm going for theology.
At the university?
At the Bible school. And she was like, what a hell? You're going for a theology? Instead of going to start working, you are young, you're energetic. I was like, Mom, I feel the zeal of serving the Lord. I want to go to Bible school. It was a tug of war, but I won her. And I went to Bible school. When I went to Bible school, that was 2007. This thing of helping youths grew up more and more and more in me. Why? We would do the missionaries in the slums of Kampala, in Kawempe. We would go to, there is a time when we went to Mukono in Gaba. There is a Gaba community church. We found there is an orphanage there. And the situation of people in the community was really heartbreaking. So I felt like if God blesses me, I will also do the same. I'll help young people, young children, speak to them, encourage them how they can live. Thank be to God, God made it. So, and when I was at Bible school, I started to go to Prayer Mountain. I would go to Seguku, then also in Fort Portal in Chenjojo, there is another Prayer Mountain. So I would go there. And holidays, I'd be Prayer Mountain, I'd be in church. So I was rotating church, prayer, work at home, and all that stuff.
Then
And
mother was here,
yeah, no, my mother was also in Fort Potro.
but you talked about places in Kampala, Kawempe,
No, that was
where
missionary work.
missionary work.
While at Bible
So you had moved from,
like I would come here for studies
okay.
and I go back.
Wow, you
Terms,
had
they
not
were
yet
terms.
settled in Kampala.
No,
but
I've
while
never
at
settled.
school, at Bible
I've
school.
never settled in Kampala. Yes, while at school. So, and I would go back home, do community service, community work. I would gather youths. I would organize the athletic, football matches. Because it happened that near my home, there is a government land and it was a pitch. It was a big bush. I coordinated with the village boys. We had to slash it and make it a playground. And later on, I started to tell my mother, I will put a school here. I will put a school here. And my mother thought I was joking. But today the school is there.
Oh, thank God, yeah.
And it is in the same village, just next to our home. We have a school there. We have a nursery school. But while at Bible school, I finished. When I finished, that was 2009. I went to Prayer Mountain to seek
Prayer
direction.
Mountain.
That's Kasozi Prayer Mountain in Chenjojo.
Chenjojo.
Yes.
Okay.
I went to seek the guidance of the Lord. I already attained 2 certificates, a certificate and a diploma. I'm young. I was 22, 21. So it was like, what is the way forward? So in my heart, I felt like, I think I should get married. What am I going to do? Where am I going to start from? Because from a Bible college, you're supposed to start like a church or do the ministry or something. But I did not have anything. So I went to Prayer Mountain. When I went to Prayer Mountain, I told the pastor, the owner of the Prayer Mountain, was like, I want you to get for me pastors who do not know how to write and those who do not know English. I want to teach them how to write and English. And also, I will add there some theology things like church administration, youth ministry, marriage, because I had started it. I had knowledge. So, and I knew most pastors in the villages are not educated. God calls them, I don't know when they are sleeping, and tomorrow they begin the church.
Tomorrow they have the wisdom.
Tomorrow they have a wisdom, they have a church.
The visual wisdom, they have a church, yes.
This pastor is 100% anointed, is really having the guidance of the Lord, but doesn't know English. So my work was, bring for me those pastors. And I started to train them. I made a timetable. I got actual students who were adults, men and women who were all much older than me. But they came. I started to teach them at Prayer Mountain.
Did they appreciate the service?
Yes, they appreciate, even today.
Because I'm looking at
Even
the age difference.
No, they were very old.
You're very young,
Yes, I was
21,
young.
and they're very
Yes.
old. Already started ministering.
Yes,
And then-
but they knew I have something more than them.
Okay.
Whether, if at all they had the anointing more than me, but I also have the word of wisdom and the real practical things that would help them. So I started to train them. We also trained them computer. So there is a pastor in Kiajojo called Pastor Sam. He learned English, he learned to write, he learned computer through Prayer Mountain Kasozi. And the owner of Prayer Mountain, of course, is Pastor Paul Busobozi. So he started to teach, he started to work voluntarily, not being paid.
Your dream of working in the community is already starting to manifest.
It started to manifest. Actually, my dream to serve the community started by training men of God. So after that, when I was there, I spent there 8 months. And when I was there came a white man. And then,
Well, before the white man, in this story you just shared, I've only had mother, then you, called
pastor, brothers.
pastors. I've not had brothers.
No, my brothers were there.
Were there?
Yes.
And sisters.
My brothers were there at home, and my sisters, they were all there. And others, of course, were in schools in Kampala. Others have started to go for courses. Yes. So we're there like a family, but which is being headed by a single mother. And I had a pastor whom even today I call a father, because since then he has been mentoring me up to today. Like, he is the father figure in my life. That's Pastor Bagoma Moses of Golden Vessels Kabarole, Bukwali. So
while at Prayer Mountain, you see
Mountain,
a striking Muzungu.
Not really. Atsoke tunyuka ambazi.
That's a good Luganda.
I cannot fail to eat in Kampala.
I know.
So, but I can get lost because I cannot know how to say I am going to here, there. But food, I can speak. So, actually, it was not one. If I remember very well, but I'm forgetting. It was 2009, 10.
2010?
Yes, that was 2010. And some people have started to look at me and say I'm old. I'm not old. So
at 21, they already started looking at you as
no. When I tell them that was 2010,
oh yeah,
and now they see,
this
say, I'm not yet old. So
in Uganda they say I did emyaka.
Sinaba.
Okay.
So I think there were 5 whites. So they came. I being a village girl, I being someone who is volunteering on a certain someone's organization, I did not run to them. Remember, the pastor had brothers and sisters at Prayer Mountain.
Yes.
He had people that were closer to him more than
that
me.
You were.
So, in Rutoro, we say kwehikia. So, nkanta sobora kwehikia, I could not bring myself to visitors.
Oh, yeah.
Yet I am not, those people are not my visitors. And here I'm just offering services. So it's like coming to your home, the visitors come and you're there like, hi, you're welcome. No,
They had come to visit your dad, but then you
are there, yes. So I continued doing my things. When I continued teaching, after teaching, my habit was to go somewhere in the bush to pray. Because it was a prayer mountain.
You go alone?
Yes, I would go alone, somewhere at the shade of a tree, and I pray. So, when I was there, a lady came. I finished to teach. I saw the Wazungu came, around 5 of them. They entered the house, started to talk with the pastor. Then I went to do my things. And when I went to do my things, a certain lady at the prayer mountain came searching for me. I was like, what is it? There is a Muzungu who wants to greet you. I was like, me, Lillian, Muzungu,
Village girl?
Village girl. Muzungu wants, did he ask about Lillian? Said no. Said
Just pointed at the girl, that
the girl who was standing there. I was like, let me finish what I'm doing. So, I actually did not go
that day.
So the next day, the Muzungu came back. That was one Muzungu now. One Muzungu came back. He was a man. So he came, he talked with the pastor and said he wants to talk to me. And of course, pastor knew how rude I was. If I am busy, I am busy. I cannot do 2 things at a go. If I'm entertaining you, if someone else comes, has to wait. So I told the pastor that I'm still teaching. When I finish teaching, I will talk with
You will say her.
him. Was a man.
I mean him, yes.
So I took my time, I think like about 2 hours. Because I was like, what does the Mzungu want from me? So then I went to greeted the Mzungu, and the Mzungu asked me, asked for my telephone number. Mr. Daniel, you need to know the phone I had. Do you know this small Ericsson, which was round? They were round, very small but round. Then it was tied up with rubber bands.
Was a relic.
I normally tell people
That
when they see me holding an iPhone, they leave me. I know where I passed from. So I gave him the number happily. This is my phone. The guy looked at my phone. I saw the eyes.
also felt so pity for you.
I didn't feel bad, but I saw him seeing the phone. He
And
kept
he was-
quiet. So from there, I cannot speak much. You all know. Never tandika kukolachi kunkwada. And
Yes.
because I had finished school, because I was at Prayer Mountain to keep time as I think a way forward. And I was like, if he's serious, if he follows my rules, I'll go with him. One thing I told him, we are not going to meet. We are in private. Number two,
Can only be in church.
here. For me, stay here. So you have to come here at Prayer Mountain
To meet you.
to meet me. Number two, if you want marriage, imagine you are talking with a lady for the very first time, and the lady, you tell the lady, I love you. But the lady is saying, before you love me, I'm not going to meet you in private.
Terms and conditions.
Terms and conditions. I'm not going to meet you in private. You're not, I know Bazungu, you like kissing, sex, what? I am not ready for that until marriage. And the marriage I am meaning, you have to come to my home. In Uganda, in my culture, Toro, number one, you have to send people to visit my home and say, we have seen a lady here.
That's what they call
Kuchala.
kuchala.
In Luganda, you call it kuchala.
Then in your language?
Kujumbira.
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 Yes. So, your parents have to come to my home and they tell my parents, we recognize the lady here. After that step, my mother, who is now I take as my everything, will give you a letter that come back for introduction.
On such and such a day.
Date for introduction. And after introduction, my brother don't celebrate. You have to take me to church. Then after church,
For us, even before we go to church, you're already celebrating
then
some
after church,
some of the marriages.
yes, some
I
of the
call them
marriages, and some ladies,
marriages.
when they see whites,
they have kids.
and some
without-
ladies, yeah, actually when ladies they see whites, they feel like no. Even though now I have an ending sad note, but my beginning was not like I have seen it, like being
You
examined.
took it slow.
Yeah,
like
I took it slow. Follow my rules.
step
I will
by
follow you.
step.
Yes. So I told him, after that, we go to church. Then after church, take me wherever you'll take me. In your mind, I want you to know, I love Fort Potro. I love village. I love Uganda. So when you are here, when we are talking, you also be visiting Fort Potro, be visiting Uganda. If you feel like you love Uganda, we can make it possible, we stay in Uganda. I was not excited to go to abroad, and I have never been. I always tell people, I have people who supported me from outside countries, but I tell them I am visiting for 2 weeks maximum
And return
and return home.
home.
I go there to work, I go there to hunt, and I bring back home. It has been
Okay,
me.
before we get to that bit, what had these, you call them Bazungu, what had they come to do to Uganda?
Of course, I didn't know there and then. I knew it later that they had come to visit a certain organization.
As tourists, they came as
I
funders,
think-
as
Actually,
sponsors.
no, like now I know, but before I didn't know. Now I know, like by that time, they were tourists who came and visited a certain organization of the current woman member of parliament of Chenjojo. That's Faith. They had visited
Faith
Kunihira,
Kunihira.
the MP.
Uh,
So they had visited her. When they visited her, they told her that they want to go somewhere for a refreshment, for prayer, for special time. And Faith directed them where? To Prayer Mountain.
Prayer Mountain.
So when they came to Prayer Mountain, one of them gloomed at Lillian. And when I gave him those conditions, he was very patient. He stayed for like 3 months, could meet, we could talk, what. Even he met my mother at one time. And after, I think 9 months, he went back, worked hard because he's from Poland. Poland is not a very rich country. You have to really struggle. Life is hard.
But at least for us Ugandans, when we say that colored persons,
No,
we
for
know
sure.
they are coming from well-to-do, countries.
For me, it was not about well-to-do. It was not about a white person. It was like he came in the time I needed a man.
Okay.
You understand? So God helped him. He passed my test.
That means before him you had never dated a black man,
Nope.
and you're calling yourself a Ugandan, someone who loves your country, someone who loves Fort Portal,
Why are you
someone.
heading there? Why are you heading
Like,
there? It was not a time.
Okay. Mm.
I'm this person who said no sex before marriage. And you know your boys here.
Mm.
And then immediately after school, then this guy came in. You understand?
Mm.
So the man came during the time
You
when
needed
not really needed, but I was
ready.
coming ready. He made me ready. So it was like, I think, yeah, if I see someone serious, but again,
you-
where would they get me?
considered.
Wait,
Yeah.
where would they get me? Yet I was in the bush at Prayer Mountain.
It could only be God readying you for someone. Yeah.
Other people were seeing me
Eh.
as a teacher, others seeing me as a woman of God with the knowledge. You know, young girl teaching the pastors. There is a respect.
Others
in
were
that. There is
seeing you
a
as a daughter to,
to a pastor. So, and in the village, the boys used to fear my mother like nothing. So this Muzungu for sure got his chance. And yeah, I always say in life I don't regret. Why? However much my story is very sad, I cannot regret 100%. I have children with him. I'm a mother of 2. Biologically 2, but in total, I'm a mother of 4. Why? While studying, while I was studying at the not teachers college, at the Bible school, I went to a certain burial with my mother. It was during holidays. And I saw a young, handsome boy lost her mother. And that boy was around in P5. P4, P5. I don't remember very well, but P4, P5. Very small, handsome boy.
Had lost a mother.
Lost a mother. The father had died, now lost a mother, and they are saying that she will be with...
Now he was at the mercy of God
At the
and
mercy
the
of
relatives who also
Yes.
could not.
Yes. And it happened that I knew the mother of this boy was a friend to my mother. At some point, that woman could come and visit me at school by the time I was in high school. So I told my mom, while at burial, Mommy, can we take this boy home? I was like, how?
We are also needy.
We are also needy. I insisted. I said, Mom, please, let's take this boy. Let him be my son. My mother looked at me, could not imagine. And she was like, okay. After some days, we went to pick the boy. And the boy came home. Whoever would ask, whose son? Everyone would say,
Lillian's.
Lillian's. And that's how I got
So
that
that
boy.
way you
And
became a
that-
mother
Yes. He
of that
still looks at me
young
as a
soul.
mother. He respects me as a mother. He is 23, 24 years.
Today.
With help of God and myself, he's having a certificate in nursing. My children look at him as elder brother. And I still live with him up to today. And this one, I'm talking about him. Then the two, I gave birth to them. The fourth one,
With your
man,
man.
Mzungu, eh?
Yeah, the
yes.
Mzungu, your
Yeah,
Mzungu.
with my Mzungu, we have two children.
It's
Biological.
called
It's called Pavel. When you write Powell,
Powell.
but because it's a Polish name, it's Pavel.
Pavel.
Because in Poland,
Yeah.
they read W as V.
Oh,
it's called-
so where we must read Powell, for them they call him
Pavel.
Pavel.
Yes,
Pavel who?
Pavel Vidra.
Vidra.
Vidra, meaning it is Widra, not Vidra.
Widra.
Yes, in Rutoro we say Widra. In Polish we say Vidra.
Ha, you love Toro, you love for portrait. It's in Uganda.
So, I come from Toro. So, the fourth child, I will not talk about him because he's 6 years. I haven't told him who he is, and he might watch this movie. So, he's my fourth born. He's 6 years. I just know that I got him when he was 2 weeks old. His story is heartbreaking.
Your last born?
Not last. God is going to bless me with other children.
For now, he's the last born.
So for now, it's last born.
Yes.
Yes. And we are happy. We are a happy small family. It's unfortunate that their dad is no longer with us.
So now your love marriage story begins.
Yes.
Yes. Take us on to that journey.
I don't know how to start, but
Please find somewhere to start from.
after I had told him, then he came in Uganda. He went to Poland.
So he went back Poland.
Yes, he worked. Then after working, he got his money. He followed all the instructions. He came to Uganda.
How old was he?
But why do you want ages?
I believe in knowing the gap between a lady and a man.
No. The father of my children, we are 6 years difference. The difference of 6 years.
Oh, you're 6 years younger.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's not. He was not a very old guy. He was a young guy.
I all along I've been thinking that maybe you picked on
A pensioner.
a pensioner.
Oh, please. No, no, no. My mother warned me about such things.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, so we got married in church.
Here in Uganda?
Yes, we did introduction, we did wedding, and then after that, I went to Poland.
Wow. I now can see from the village Bella, from the village Aurelian, faithful girl, flying out to Poland.
So when I went there,
Life is starting to.
I went there, it was a shock of the language, of the meals, not having anyone around me. Actually, in Poland, in the town where I was, the black person or black African lady, and one priest, and the priest was from Togo. And
That's Africa. And you're like,
yeah,
at least I
we
have a
were the
brother.
only two people. And how did I go to know the priest? My mother-in-law, I don't know if still is my mother-in-law or not, but my mother-in-law, in quotes, told me that they have a priest who is from Togo. And when the priest got to know there is an African lady around, he was interested to meet me. So we met. I met that priest. I was challenged because he was speaking very nice Polish. And he told me, if you want to do anything in Poland, first thing is to learn the language. So I went to the school. I started to learn Polish. I learned. I can speak Polish. Do you want?
Yeah, you can greet some friends in Poland. We have viewers there.
They know that I know.
Yeah, greet some in
That's
Poland.
why they never backbite me. So
Okay.
I learned
So
Polish.
you learn Polish.
The main things, and yeah, but I learned, and after learning, I got a job there. I started to work as an English teacher because even though they are Polish people, they speak Polish. Everything is in Polish. But I had some people who wants to go like for business trips, so started to teach business classes. Still, I went to teach old people, business people, directors, So
Was that also in line with your dream of working in the communities, helping the community?
No.
You had a dream back in Uganda.
Yes, that was making me busy in Poland and having money by myself. Why? My mother used to say, you need to have your own money. Let the man give you, but you need to work hard. Have your own money. Not asking your husband each and everything. And he can testify that I did not ask him everything. I was not asking him. So I started to work. I started to go to church. When I went to church, I befriended people. I was like, how can my dream come in? When I befriended some family members, I still have friends today. I will not mention them. I have my reasons. I have very many friends in Poland. I still talk with them. They still appreciate what I did there. So we got a prayer altar in my home. People started to come every Friday for prayers. We would have a prayer for the needs, for the needs and all that stuff. And then after that, through that prayer group, I contacted those parents. We started to have holiday summer camps with small children. And in summer camps with those Polish small children, we would teach them about God, morals, different games, culture differences. Actually, by the time I left Poland, some children had learned to greet while kneeling down.
In Poland?
Yes,
Okay.
which they don't kneel to greet. But I had taught them that culture
The
difference.
culture
Yes,
from
and
Uganda.
yeah, and I could share with them about God and different things. So every holiday we would have a summer camp with children, like 1 week. It was very interesting. I learned more Polish, got to know very many people. And while I was doing that, my sister-in-law, who was already supporting fundraising for Five, the organization of Five,
The MP.
the MP, reached out to me. It's like, in Uganda, you are so much involved in youth. Here, I see you still church, prayer. What are your passion? What are you passionate? What are you passionate?
How was Pavel all along looking at you doing that?
Supportive husband, 100%. Because he could drive me, take me to camp. If it is sleeping there, he ensures I have pocket money, have everything, I'm fine. And if it is prayer group, he would make sure he works and come back at that time. He was really supportive. He was supportive to my dream, to whatever I wanted to do, because he got me from church. So he had.
So I'm looking at your in-laws
They were
being
also,
very supportive.
yes,
Now the husband is very supportive. The husband's sister becoming curious and starting
yes.
to happily support you. They honestly, they really embraced you and had
They
your
embraced me. They
yes.
welcomed me. I cannot say they didn't. They did. But there is something that God had to hide from a man. That is, whatever you're planning in mind, no one is knowing it, Mr. Dana. No one. You might be here interviewing me, but you are there planning other things, very bad ones, immediately after here. Actually, you might be planning that after here, you're going to call a border guy to pick me.
But
Destination? So that is what God had to hide.
from
A man.
a man. By saying God hiding something from a man, we do not mean a male creature. We mean
No.
human.
I mean human.
Yes.
Human.
Yeah.
I mean
The human
women,
creation.
yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes, like, someone can be very good, very supportive, but in 1 minute, someone turns to be a wild animal.
We shall get there. So you start to work in the community,
Yeah, I
the
started to
summer
work there.
camps.
Then I told my
Sister comes through.
Yeah, I told her, my desire is youths. For me, if I can be with youths, I can work, I can do any other job, but my passion is on youth. A youth is this person who is being neglected. They think that now the youth has grown up, can begin to hunt by him or herself. But still, youths need our guidance. Because at the time of the youth, if you don't have a good mentor, it is the time you totally mess up.
It's the time you lose
You lose
future.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's youths that are committing suicide. Youths who are aborting. It's very hard to find an old woman of 35 years or 40 years doing abortion. But
For many of them, it's a blessing.
Yes, but right from
But
15
to the youth,
years,
it's
15 years to 22, actually it is even more than that, to 25, that group.
So you made sure you target that age bracket.
Age bracket.
You shape their future.
Yes.
You shape them to be responsible men and women.
God-fearing, hardworking. Because that is the time when it was me. from that time, I told you I grew up working, doing this, getting money, school fees, holidays we come, we dig, do this, we do whatever we are doing. And that age is very delicate. And it really needs support. This one is, I'm not just speaking it by myself, but I'm speaking it to all the investigators. Go and investigate
On that
from
age.
15 to 25th fifth year how youths are being messed up. So I felt passionate about it. And I was like, many youths even drop out from schools without any skill. So I was like, given an opportunity, I can support youths in sports, I can support youths in education and in skills. And I also love speaking hope to the hopeless.
But I see a dream that needed being harnessed by a lot of funding.
A lot of what?
Funding.
Yes.
So you started mobilizing for funds or through the sister-in-law?
For me, I told you, I'm the person who believed in God. I think about something, I pray about it. I keep there doing my things while believe in God for the best. And that's how he brought my sister-in-law, asking me a question, what is your passion?
Yes.
When she asked me what is my passion, I explained her what I've just explained to you. And she was like, how will you do it here in Poland? Culture difference, what? I was like, given an opportunity, I can do it back home in Uganda.
In Uganda.
Where? Anywhere in Uganda. I was like, good. Don't you feel like you are supposed to be in Poland? I was like, doing what? Just going here, working and doing this. I'm not impacting anyone. People are minding their own business, moving here and there. I was like, I'm supposed to be doing something every day, at least speak to someone. Then she was like, you can go and preach the gospel. I was like, I don't know how, I cannot do that like every day, preach the gospel, but I can teach the word. So she was like, okay, if you happen to get a chance of getting funders, can you move to Uganda? I was like, if you get money today, tomorrow I can go. And she was like, what about your husband?
How ready?
Yes. And she was like, what about your husband? I was like, that is my husband. I will deal with him.
You're like, that's my puzzle.
I was like, that's my puzzle. I know how to deal with him.
I know.
And I want to tell ladies out there, you don't need to stress yourselves with men. You are very easy people to deal with. Because the moment you understand you are a man, you know where to twist.
You know where the switch is.
You know where the switch is. So, and remember I had prepared Pavel about my passion for Uganda and for youths and everything. So, I was like, I can talk with my husband. It's like, okay, you talk with him. If he accepts to move with you, because I don't want these things, the man is in Poland, the woman is
You are in Uganda.
Yes. And then after, you begin to bring excuses that it is me the cause. So you talk with him. And we shall keep in touch.
You agree to disagree or disagree to agree.
When I told Mr. Pavel, he was like,
it's long overdue.
it's okay. It's long overdue. We thanked God. And the ladies, that's the woman called Honrata.
Your sister-in-law.
Yes.
Honrata.
Yes. And she started to fundraise for us. She started to do the fundraise drives about what we wanted to do in Uganda. We sat on the round table as a family. We agreed. They prayed for us. They blessed us. We left Poland. We came to Uganda. Me and my husband and my son. By that time, my son was It's like 1 year, 2 years old. Yeah. So we came back to Uganda, and we agreed that from time to time we shall be going to visit, or if we get challenges of money, my husband will have to go back and work. Comes back, like he can go for like 3-4 months, comes back. And of course, I did not have any problem with that.
So after that meeting, after praying for the projects and your dream, you fly back to Uganda with your husband and your
Yeah.
child.
Yes. We came here. We kickstarted an organization called Gate of Hope Education Center.
Gate of Hope Education Center.
Which is based in Kaihura, Kianjojo district. Yeah, and of course, it started as, I don't know the name I can call it, but it was not like an organization. It was something, a small house, like a commercial house, 2 rooms behind, 2 rooms in front. And those 2 rooms, they were sitting on a plot of land of 50 by 100. And in that, it was a classroom, an office, a dormitory, and a store. Like,
You settled in that
in that small thing.
house.
Yes, and that was 2014. Yeah, and we also had another plot of land where we constructed the house. Of course, it was not yet over, where we were sleeping, me, my husband, and my son. And we called that one a volunteer house. We were like, in case the volunteers come, they will be sleeping here with us. Then the students will be here. The dream was big. But as you all know, the dream, you can have a very big dream, but the beginning was very small. The word humble, some people misuse that word humble. It was small. No one would think what happened, what we started 2014, that it is the thing that is in Kianjojo right now.
Right now.
Why? Because Gate of Hope, today, it is having a very big institution. It's a nursery teachers institution.
Okay.
About 200 girls already finished and are in field working. Those are youths. They meet me today and call me mama. Some even call me and say, Akiki, we are sending for you soda. That excitement.
Yes.
About 10 of them wedded, and I could be the mama on those functions.
So you're saying right now Gate of Hope is a whole big organization.
It's a big institution because it has a nursery teachers institution. It has primary section, nursery and primary. It has a secondary school. It has a skilling center. We started churches. We have agriculture lands where we do our agriculture, we plant like maize or whatever. But unfortunately, I'm not there. It's 4 years.
Before we get to that, so
Yeah.
all along, you're with your husband, you have established a family here.
We established a
you have
family.
established
We established
this
an
organization and it's flourishing.
From 2014 to 2020
And the love is also
was very much.
in the air there.
But from 2021 to date, I cannot even speak anything about Gate of Hope. I was thrown.
So from 2021, you're thrown out.
Yeah. I'm in courts, actually. I'm in courts of laws where I'm being twisted. My in-laws are having the support of the woman member of parliament and other people in the community. They can, like, wherever I would go, they go there, bribe people. They came as tourists from 2014. I knew them as tourists, but right now they are holding work permits from another organization.
So our dear viewer, on The Investigator, like I opened up, like I officially told you in the beginning of this episode, Lillian has a sad, heartbreaking story to tell. How did we get there? How did she get there? It's a story to tell in the subsequent episodes. We are going to serialize this in something we are packaging as the cheating in-laws. Tuvereyo ne tulaba abeeru ne tugamba they are investors, they are tourists, they are, you know, but this is where Lillian is. After all that bliss of a relationship, of hard work, if I tell you this, then I will be lying to you. Lillian is no longer happy. Lillian is no longer the same, not the girl that she was before. Actually, off camera, telling me this story, she broke and shed some tears. That will be in the subsequent episodes. It has been the cheating in-laws, EP1. Daniel Zinabongutata, the Prince of Journalism, Mbadene Lillian. Please, to Jakoda, we tell you the story. Takumira mpera abatukumire. Bye bye.